Am I the butthole for kicking out my sister after she refused to help with my son? My parents had me, 25 female, at a very old age. All my siblings are significantly older than me and they tolerated me for the most part. My oldest sister took it a step further and barely interacted with me. I learned quickly that she disliked me and I kept my space from her afterwards. Although we live in the same town, we didn't really interact with each other and only talked during family events/calls. Recently my sister lost her job. She is widowed with adult children who live on their own in different cities. My mom begged me to let her move in with me and framed as a chance for us to bond and become actual sisters. My sister has been living with me for about 7 months now. She doesn't help with anything, she doesn't cook, clean or even contribute to utility bills. The only thing she does is play with my son 1-year-old. And even then it's like 15 to 20 minutes, and if he needs a diaper change or need to be fed, she calls on me. I was making dinner for the 3 of us, my husband was still at work at this time and my sister was playing in the living room with my son. She called me that I should come and change my son's diapers. I asked her to please change it since I was cutting vegetables. She said it can wait and that she's been there and done that. I stopped cooking and changed my son's diapers. After the dinner was done, I didn't call my sister to come and eat and I'm sure she got the memo. The next day, I told my sister that I can't live with her anymore and that she needs to find a new place to live. She called me names. My parents are saying I'm wicked for kicking out my own sister and so are my siblings. They also said that my sister isn't my nanny and it's unfair of me to expect free child care. Not the butthole. If you can't expect free childcare, then she shouldn't expect a place to live of which she contributes nothing to. If she doesn't help pay bills, she should be expected to help out in other ways, whether it be chores or helping out with your baby. The entitlement is disgusting. As so often happens, no good deed goes unpunished. Not the butthole. Rule 285. Reference win. I don't understand the reference. Didn't think the Ferengi knew about Earth yet. Well, Quark, Rom, and Nog did crash land in New Mexico in 1947. Don't forget that Odo stowed away on that trip so he could bust Quark for smuggling. Easy to forget, though, since he spent most of the episode sporting the body of a German shepherd. I didn't forget. But the discussion was about Ferengi knowing about Earth, not changelings. I love this thread. Nerds being pedantic about Star Trek? Surely that's never happened before. Now what on earth could be entertaining about that? Everything. Pedantic Trek nerds like myself have an encyclopedic knowledge of the franchise and are utterly unable to pass up any opportunity to show off that knowledge. Live long and prosper, my friends, Vulcan salute. Sometimes I think that Ferenginar is just Earth in a distant future. Only if Earth goes full libertarian. Nice. Exactly. Plus, the mother framed it as a way for sisterly bonding. Doesn't sound like that's happening. The parents and other siblings can take her in if they're worried about her. She has grown adult children living in other cities, they could also have her stay with them. Or the ops parents could take her in. Why is the person caring for a year-old baby expected to give out free room and board and act like her entitled sister's personal chef and maid? The original poster is basically caring for 2 children at this point. I suspect parents pushed older sis on original poster because they knew she was lazy, entitled, etc. and just didn't want to deal with it. Maybe everyone else knew she was a slob? Yeah, they're probably angry at original poster because now, one of them is going to have to deal with her. I wish I can give you an award for this comment. She's a grown-ass adult who has no reason to not be able to take care of herself from what I can see. No reason she should need to burden anyone with her presence and couldn't take care of her own adult self. I agree totally, but she clearly doesn't have the means to live by herself yet. My mom had to move in with her sister for 6 months to afford her own place. The problem here is the older sister and the rest of the family. She shouldn't be expected to say yes to her living there when they have no relationship. Sure, but even if they did have a relationship, her sister should still help out. It's amazing to me the amount of people out there who are lucky enough to have a family member to fall back on and live with rent-free who utterly take it for granted. She should be helping with bills, or cooking and cleaning, or childcare, or anything at all. And original poster is making her free dinner, with food she paid for, and she has the gall to be offended for being asked to contribute in any way? Of course. That's just human decency. When you're staying with anybody, family or not, there should be contribution, and helping out with childcare is probably the easiest contribution she could have made since she knew how to look after kids and is an aunt. There's been so many stories like this recently, I guess cause of the pandemic, where people have kindly taken in friends and relatives and those people have completed disrespected living spaces, been entitled, not contributed. I just don't understand this level of entitlement. If someone was saving me from homelessness, I would cook/clean/babysit whatever I could to repay them and not be an inconvenience. Right. Organize your closets, run errands, go to the grocery, etc. Why is common sense so uncommon these days? I know, right? It's just common courtesy to help out when you're a guest in someone's home, even if you're not bringing in money. Do the dishes, run the vacuum around. It's not rocket surgery. The parents and other siblings can take her in if they're worried about her. If she doesn't have a job, home, or social network to take her in where she is now, why can't she move closer to her children, siblings, or parents? It's a common theme in these situations. Always someone else who needs to step up and take care of whoever. I think there is an obvious reason why all those people didn't offer her accommodation. They all knew her. You can't sisterly bond with a leech. It seems like expectations should have been set before the sister moved in. Like, I'm letting you live here free of charge, but I expect X, Y, and Z. I agree. Soft, everyone sucks here, but mostly the sister. It doesn't sound like the original poster set up any ground rules before she moved in, specifically any funds she should contribute, chores she should do, or childcare that's expected. The money and chores you'd think would be something she'd try to contribute to, considering she's getting a free place to stay, but childcare can feel like a full-time job, so that would be something I'd assume would need to be discussed and not thrust upon the sister. That being said, it's butthole behavior to refuse to change a single diaper, especially while the original poster is busy. The sister is grown up. There should not be any need to tell her to contribute. She should know that rent and food cost money and don't fall from heaven. If she can't contribute money because she's out of job, she should offer help without being told. Original poster even cooks for her and just ask her to help with the kids because she was busy cooking dinner, her sister's meal as well. Sister is a selfish mooch. Exactly. She is an adult, not a teenager or little kid. I said the same thing last time original poster asked this question and got downvoted to oblivion. Pretty small, everyone sucks here, since original poster barely did anything wrong. Setting expectations would have been smart and fair, but her sister obviously is just taking this huge favor for granted. Something tells me original poster has a history of being walked all over by her family. Seems like this falls into the same mental workload category you see when there are complaints about a lazy spouse who says they do stuff but were never asked. If original poster were generously helping her sister out, she might not expect anything specific, but she would expect there to be less work for her in general. There are always lots of low-hanging fruit here where sister could have stepped up without being told. When you are couch surfing and not contributing nothing, there are things you need to help out without being told. Helping someone with a baby is one of those things. And not just busy, original poster was literally in the middle of cooking dinner for the butthole. One diaper for one dinner. Sounds like an even exchange to me. That's true. The problem is now that they most likely didn't discuss that. How can they move forward? Op's sister doesn't seem to care to do any work. Yes, childcare in general shouldn't necessarily be a stipulation, but original poster asked for her sister to change a diaper. Once. If the sister never had children and hasn't changed a diaper before, I would understand, but that's not the case. Her response was pretty much nah, don't feel like it, when the child needed a diaper change. If I were living rent-free, my sister wouldn't need to tell me to do chores. I would take every initiative possible as I want to earn my keep. It's been 7 months, so I wouldn't accept but you never told me I had to do anything, as an excuse to be lazy. Exactly, sister was in butthole for never offering even if it wasn't agreed beforehand. She should either kick her out now, or say okay, if you want to continue living here these are the expectations, but I'd really hesitate to do the second one, seeing as she's shown how reluctant and spiteful she is about helping out at all. She'd either do it poorly or start getting nastier. I'd be shocked if she went forward peacefully. I actually would never think that contribute to chores should be discussed. It's basic. If you live off someone, the least you could do is help around the home. Certain things don't need to be asked or spelt out. Anyway, happy cake day. No. If you're living somewhere free of charge, you should be doing X, Y, and Z without being asked. If she doesn't contribute to anything, she can help out with child care, especially if that child care is when you're cooking/cleaning for her. Not the butthole. The gall of this woman saying she's not her nephew's nanny. That may be the case, but she also isn't Op's child and responsibility. The other family members can house her if they want to cast judgment. Show by example how families should help each other. How they would never kick out a guest not contributing anything to her household. I can hear to shudders and awkward silence already from their inevitable response to this question. Op is not the butthole. Right? Original poster isn't a homeless shelter either, so act like a contributing family member or GTFO. And if the rest of the family is so appalled, they can take her in. Not the butthole. NTA. Your sister is mooching off you and your husband. I get that she lost her job, but she can still help out around the house to help out. She's been living rent-free for 7 months. Time for her to live with someone else if she won't step up and help. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, watching your son. If she really didn't want to change your son, she could have offered to finish up dinner while you spent time with him. Good luck. Also, does your family who is complaining realize she does nothing but mooch off of you and your hubby, or do they think she helps out and you are just booting her out? I wonder what exactly she has been doing in all those months. Something tells me it's probably not job interviews every day. Unfortunately, useless people will always be useless, until enablers stop supporting them. It's just common decency to make yourself as little of a burden as possible to someone who's helping you out. Instead, Original Poster has covered her sister's portion of cooking, cleaning, and utilities, while the sister lives like an unrepentant parasite. Op's sister is a butthole. If Op's family know about her behavior and are still mad at Original Poster for kicking her out, they're buttholes too. Funny how no one else in the family will take her in. Instead, they guilt Original Poster into keeping a mooch, probably so none of them end up with her. That woman has adult kids, and yet the first person she seemingly went to was her unbeloved little sister she didn't have contact with. I have a feeling Original Poster wasn't the first person she asked, and I have a feeling Original Poster only took her in because she doesn't know her as well as everyone else in the family. Not the butthole. Free childcare? You aren't asking for free childcare. You asked for her to change one diaper while you prepared supper for her. If she's so ungrateful for having a roof over her head and food to eat that's cooked by someone else that she can't even change the occasional diaper, she doesn't deserve to live with you. I completely agree. Maybe the parents should get on this sister for being an ungrateful house guest. I'm thinking the parents or siblings should be offering housing, since they're so eager to see this ungrateful butthole housed. At least, she should try help in many ways as possible. To be fair, if I was in her position, I would also not want to change a diaper. I would also offer to continue cooking dinner though. So many people think they're above changing diapers. Grow up, it's no big deal. Hopefully people won't take that attitude with you when you need help with your adult diaper. There's a big difference between think you're above changing diaper and being of the opinion I would much rather do something else. In the specific situation with Op's sister, based on the comment, she has done diaper changes on her own kids and just don't want to do it anymore. With free living arrangements, Op's sister is obliged to help out at the house. That doesn't mean she's obliged to help with specific things. Obviously, if she were really nice, she'd probably just make her preferences known and then simply do what needs to be done. For instance, I personally love reptiles, but if I were in Op's situation, having someone else living with me, I would completely accept if they don't want to help with preparing food for said reptiles. Though I would not accept them being completely unhelpful. The importance is in good communication. If you are living with someone, dividing chores effectively through good communication seems like the best option to me. Obviously Op's sister isn't doing any of these, so original poster is very much not the butthole. If I were to live with someone else and I got any input on what house chores to do, which most people who let someone stay for free would probably agree with, since we've already established they're probably nice, what I would prefer helping with includes the following: food, dishes, laundry, pets, babysitting. For a somewhat older child, I would not feel comfortable being responsible for a toddler. Snow shoveling, buying groceries, picking people up and dropping them off. Many of these obviously depend on context and not all of them will be relevant all the time. But acting like it's not okay for people to have preferences is ridiculous. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.